Let's see what's coming up. So the 10 of Cups, it's the happily ever after card, right? But it's the completion of an emotional cycle. Let's not forget that element. It's a 10. So it talks about the completion of a cycle, and it completes when you get your true heart's desire. You might be watching this and thinking, I don't have my true heart's desire right now. But you know what it can mean? It's also reunions, groups of people, friends, family, the people that we like to hang around. Being in groups of people, that's what it talks about. It's the family card, but family that isn't always just blood, right? Now, that's your underlying energy. I kind of feel as the underlying energy, obviously it's telling us where we're going with this energy. What's the undercurrent of everything that's happening? The Hierophant also talks about groups of people. It does, you know, it talks about organized religion. Yes, it talks about, you know, the rules that we follow, the traditions that we follow, but they are to do with groups, you know, of fellow Christians, fellow Muslims or Hindus or whatever you believe in. You kind of connect to the people that believe that too. It makes you a group. It makes you a tribe. So I've getting the sense that this reading is about where you belong, Aquarius, where you belong. Who are your people? Now, that can be romantically, that can be who you want to work with. That might be your inner circle, you know, the people. It could be all of them. But that's what I think it's about. Because of the 10 of Cups, because when I first saw that, I thought, oh, okay, you know, happy ever after. And usually I'd say as the underlying energy, the 10 of Cups is we look at what a happily ever after is. What does our happily ever after look like? You need to know what the end game is before you can begin this cycle, before you can go forward with what you want to do. But then the Hierophant talks about commitment. So it's pure commitment. It's what brings you stability and security in life. It's the card for Taurus. You guys still doing the whole Aquarius Taurus thing? But it is that, you know. So the thing with the Hierophant, though, is you choose to conform to those. You choose to be part of this rule system, the rule books, whatever it is. And I know some people say that, you know, I don't conform. I never conform. But even by not conforming, you're conforming to something. I think everyone conforms to something. We all have our own ideas of what's traditional, right? What our traditions are. You can create a new tradition, completely new. It doesn't have to be what people did for hundreds of years. You can come up with something new, but you stick to that, right? It brings structure and stability to your life. Taurus is an earth sign. That's what earth energy does. It's security, it's stability. And I kind of feel like you're looking for, where's my happiness? Where's my happiness? Where do I belong? You know, what brings structure and stability to my life? It's an important question. You have half the cards here are major arcana, so it's a big deal, especially with the Fool coming up as the past or foundation energy. Now, this could be last week, last month, last year, and I'm actually not feeling that it's so far back. I don't feel it's that far back, because usually I don't get a time on the past, but for you guys, it doesn't feel that way because it's the Fool, right? And the Fool is getting ready to go again. It's 0 in the major arcana. It's not the first, it's not the beginning, it's not the end. It's that transitional phase between the beginning and the end, where we're deciding to, are we going to do this? Are we going on this new cycle? Are we going on this new trip? Are we ready to take this journey and go around the whole major arcana again, right? Now, what do I always say about the Fool? He doesn't have a map. He doesn't have hardly anything with him. He doesn't know where he's going, but he's in it for the experience, right? He's in it for the experience. But what's coming up really strongly for me, especially because of these two that came up here, and, you know, he does have his little dog with, that is a little dog, isn't it? Oh, it's a weird looking dog. It looks like a little goat kind of thing. I don't know, but it's meant to be a little dog. So that's the support that we have, right? We have support on the journey. And yes, it's a leap of faith, but I kind of feel it's not so much about the leap of faith, because it's coming up as the past. So you would have taken that leap of faith or not, unless you're still deciding whether to do this or not. I think you're figuring out who you're taking on your journey with you. Who you're taking on your journey with you. It's a major new life cycle beginning for you. Major. This is not just, you know, something tiny or, oh, glad that's over, let's do something new. This is huge. This is massive. We're going to go around the major arcanas again when the Fool shows up. And it's all about the experience. So who are you taking with you? Who do you want to experience this with you? Who's going to, and it isn't about being in an echo chamber, because I think sometimes the Hierophant can become that. You know, it's an echo chamber. We're all going to believe the same thing, and there's going to be no questioning of anything, because that's organized religion, right? That kind of thing. But, you know, any faith system that can't stand up to you questioning it, what does that say about it? And so it kind of feels like it's not that you want people who believe the same thing as you. It's that they bring that kind of support, that scaffolding, that structure to your journey that you're about to take. Hope that makes sense. Because that's what this is about. You know, that's your happily ever after. Because the fool doesn't care about, he doesn't even think about what's going to happen. Who is he going to encounter? What's going to come up along the way? No, the only thing he really has with him is that little knapsack on the back. And I always believe that's the knowledge he's gained from the last cycle that he completed. And the little dog that he has with him, he travels light, right? But he has a companion. That's what's really sticking out to me about this reading. And it kind of continues in the same vein. So we have the Six of Wands here. We have the Six of Wands coming up in the present. And this is about recognition, right? Recognition, pride in who you are, pride in what you've accomplished and being recognized for it. It's a victory card. It's a success card. Now, if this is coming up after the Fool and we're talking about who am I going to take with me on this new journey, it's you're proud of who you are, Aquarius. You're proud of who you are. And I think that came up last time for you guys as well. That, you know, you want people that you can be proud of, that they're on the same journey as you. It's not just about you, because if you have a look, it's almost as if this person is kind of looking up, right? So it is kind of like he's looking up at this energy here. And it kind of feels like, I want to be seen, first of all, right? I want to be seen for who I am. I want to be seen for who I am. And I want to be recognized for that. You know, I want to feel proud of who I am and not have to dim my light. How many of you had to dim your light when you're around people? I don't think a lot of Aquarians are doing it now, but it's been a big problem for not just Aquarius, for a few of the other signs. But we're talking about Aquarius right now. Where are you comfortable? Where's your home? Who are your people? Because that's just it. We're in Cancer season, right? And we talk about the home, security, you know, that kind of energy when it comes to Cancer. But for Aquarians, it's always other people we like. That's where the 11th house, right? Groups of people who belong to organizations. That's us. So that's a big deal to us. And if you're starting this new journey, it feels like you're really doing this whole, who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? Who am I taking to my happy ever after? And I know it sounds bad. Yeah, I don't actually think it is bad, but I can understand if someone was listening to it, they may think it sounds bad and prideful and all those kinds of things. But this happily ever after, right? Who deserves to experience that with you? Because if they didn't see you, if they don't support you, then why do they get to enjoy your happily ever after with you, right? First of all. And secondly, that might not even be the other person's happily ever after, whoever this person is. So then why take them with you? Why it wouldn't be for their highest good to come with you on that? There's a lot of that going on in this reading. So once you figure out, you know, I'm proud of this. This is who sees me, who does whatever. It's kind of strange because you take a break. Four of Swords, take a step back, reflect. Now this is meditational energy. It could be a spa day. It's that taking a break. You take a step back. It's so strange that this came up because I literally, just a little while earlier, I was telling my sister that tomorrow, it's Sunday tomorrow. And, I was saying, I think I might just turn my phone off, turn the internet off, turn everything off for one day and just be in my own energy. And it's kind of coming up in the reading, which, you know, the readings don't always resonate with me because, you know, I pull the cards, but I'm not in the readings. When I do them, I just read the energy as I do for anyone. But yeah, but it can be that, you know, you're thinking about, what do I conform to? Because you have to know where you stand first before you can decide who's standing with you, right? I'm going to say this though, Aquarius. We have the moon coming up. The moon is it's intuition, right? You have to trust your intuition on this. But what do I always say about the moon? It's a card of illumination, but it's not what's shown to you that's important. It's what's not shown to you. What's in the shadows? What's in the shadows? And that's the shadow work. That's our fears, our doubts, you know, all of that stuff that when you're standing looking down a pathway or an alleyway and you can see shadows, we don't know what's in the shadows, but you know, our fears will tell us there's a wild animal there. There's someone waiting to attack me in the shadows. And it's about looking at what are your fears or doubts. And it's to come from an empowered place. I think if you're coming from an empowered place where it's about who do I want to celebrate with? Who do I want to... It's not about using people to get to your end. It's who you're taking with you. It's your companion. That little dog, he's the companion. And the moon sits underneath this. So what are your fears surrounding companions and who you take with you, whether that's a lover? whether that's your friends, you know. The Ten of Cups, I mean, this can be, it's a commitment card. It's one of the marriage cards. That's one of the marriage cards. Is someone kind of figuring out if they should commit fully in a relationship or not? Is this the right person for me? And it's fine. There's nothing wrong with taking a time out and figuring this out and taking a step back and taking time for yourself. I mean, I'm saying I'm going to do this tomorrow. That's even before this reading's come in, right? So maybe I'll do it again next week, turn it into a thing. But it's okay to do that as long as you're doing it from a place of rest. This is allowing the dust to settle, letting fresh energy come in, letting fresh ideas come in. Now, the thing with the Four of Swords, it comes after the Three of Swords, which it sounds obvious. Of course it does. The Four of Swords is going to come after the Three of Swords. But the Three of Swords is those three swords going through the heart, right? Grief, pain, loss, triggers. The triggers that we have. The old issues, the old stories that we carry around. Even this. Which traditions are you following? Whose stories are they? Which rule book are you following? And those three swords, they are on the wall here because he's removed them. He has removed the three swords. So he's done that and now he's healing because he went through a lot to remove the three swords from his heart. He's kept one sword next to him. That's the sword of truth that he has. But the old issues, the triggers, the old beliefs, they're gone. They're up on the wall now. And that's what it is. It's to do with our idea of what we think of people. You know, who's with us, who isn't with us, what we look for in companions, what we look for in the people that are around us. Yes, we can enjoy people. I love people. You know, I enjoy having people around me, but you get to a certain stage in your life, and you have with the Fool coming up here, where you're embarking on a new journey. And then if it's a new journey, are you going to take the old travelers with you? Yes, some of them may be on the same journey. It's not saying cut people out. This is not about that. The moon wouldn't have come up. The Four of Swords wouldn't have come up if this was about other people. So, you know, whenever there's a message like this, people start usually saying, yeah, I'm sick of people using me. I'm sick of people doing this. Okay. But we're the ones that allow them to use us. We're the ones that dim our light and don't show it. We're the ones that, well, Aquarius don't usually do this, but that are being inauthentic. Maybe we don't want to offend someone. Maybe we want to fit in. We don't want to be alone, right? But it's okay. It's okay to be who you want. And you decide it. You decide to conform to whatever it is. So if you're taking the break to heal, that's fine. To think about what you want, you know, to understand where you are. So you know, who resonates with me on this journey. But if you're doing it because you're afraid, right? Afraid to get close to people, afraid to have anyone with you on the journey, well, then that's not the right reason, right? Everyone needs companions. No man is an island, right? That's the... What is that? I don't remember the rest of that. No man is an island. I don't remember. Someone have to tell me. But yeah, let's get you some oracle cards. That's a very interesting reading, but very clear and very direct. I mean, you can apply that to whatever. The new journey might have begun because you've met someone and now you want to begin a romantic thing. So then you're still going to think, who do I take with me? Work, any family members even. You know, we can have family. It doesn't mean you're going to cut them out. It's how do they fit in? Are they part of your happily ever after? The way you're reacting to them, because there's the implication. This is the card in the future where there's healing. So the implication is that three swords have been removed already. So what were the three swords that were removed? They're to do with what you conform to. All right. So we have receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. So I'm going to say this, guys. We have the Six of Wands here. Sometimes, I know it sounds weird, but, you know, we don't like too much attention as well. I mean, I'm like that. I love doing the readings, but was I always comfortable dealing with people and getting the kind of just attention that, you know, especially after I did my face reveal and stuff? No, I wasn't. I'm more of a tinkering away in the background kind of person. I don't always like to be up front. I just like to do the readings, put my work out there and then go on to the next thing, because it's always about the expression of what I'm doing. So that wasn't always the easiest. So that can be that way, right? But why would you not receive something? I get it. This has been coming up a lot in so many different areas for so many different people. Sometimes we feel like if we take something from someone, then we owe them something, right? But we don't. If someone gives us something, whether it's a compliment, whether it's a gift, or, you know, they tell us they love that, they're speaking from their own place. We worry about where we are. And that's kind of what's happening here. You know, we're looking at where am I? What am I proud of? Who am I? How do I shine? And what do I want people to see of me? And it's okay. You know, they're not going to own you or, you know, some people do, but, you know, that's on them. Then it's acceptable to say, no, you don't get to have that. That, you know, no one asked you to get me a gift or to give me something. I feel like there's an exposure here, especially with the moon coming up, because the moon always exposes, and it's going to be about who we have with us. Who do you have in your life, Aquarius? Who do you have in your life? That's what seems to be coming up. Because I said it for A signs this morning on Instagram. I pulled a card and it was about authenticity, right? Being the authentic self. And I was talking about the Queen of Swords, even though she didn't come up. I was talking about her. And yeah, she knows her truth. But then when she's interacting with other people, she wants other people to tell the truth, right? So I'm not saying it's about people not being truthful, because that's not really coming up here. But there has to be some kind of meaningful interaction with people, especially if you're taking them on this major new journey, this major new cycle that's beginning for you. Who is it that said that? I think I heard Elon Musk saying it as well. But a lot of people say this, that, you know, you are the sum total of the 5 or 6 people that you have around you. Think about that. Who do you talk to the most in your life? Be that your family, friends, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. And do they get you? You are them. I've been talking about this a lot as well. That, you know, you are them. So if they're with you all the time, you're sharing your energy with them on a day-to-day basis. What do you get from them and what do you give to them? What's the exchange that's going on here? And it feels like it's going deep and looking at some fears and doubts here. No wonder you need to take a break to do that. But it's fine. It's healing and it gets you forward. I mean, you're going on this new journey. It's in the past, so it started. But it's just like if you were booking a holiday, right? You've booked it. Now, who do you want to go with you? You've got, say, I don't know, 4 tickets to go somewhere. Are you going to take, say, I don't know, you were going mountain climbing or something. Are you going to take the person that's afraid of heights? That's the kind of energy that's coming through. And it's nothing against the other people. So I want to make that clear. It's not about whether people, what they're doing. It's about you, because you're going on this journey. Who do you want on your journey? Unfinished symphony. And yeah, I kind of feel for a lot of Aquarians, this is the kind of last, because that's our main thing. That's the big thing that we get stuck on. You know, we get called aliens. Where do we fit in? Who are we? We're cold, or we don't communicate with other people. We're emotionless, you know, all this stuff. So there's a disconnect, but there are some people that see us. And I've said this before, that one of the most amazing things for me is when someone actually sees me. And that's kind of coming up here, right in the present. It's coming up. And yeah, you know, you're getting ready to begin a new journey. That's the transitional phase. And it kind of feels like it's not fully getting initiated, because that's what you're being asked to look at. It's the unfinished symphony. And yeah, you know, Mars is retrograde in our sign. That's got to help with this. What are we doing? Where are we going? You know, the first house, that's us. As much as people say that, you know, ego is like an evil thing. And I know it's kind of, the word is almost treated, it's just treated with disdain in the spiritual community. But ego means different things, you know, and ego as a self-concept or an idea of who you are in yourself. We all need that. Otherwise we wouldn't know who the hell we were. We wouldn't do anything, because you wouldn't be a thing. You wouldn't see yourself as something. So an ego necessarily isn't a bad thing. It's an aspect of who you are. It's what we do with that ego. So I don't know how I started talking about that, but unfinished symphonies, this is it. This is the thing, guys. I believe this is the last thing, figuring out who we're taking with us on this trip that we're about to begin. All right. So it says, dearest you, miracles never run out. Look back over your life and you will see so many moments of synchronicity when all the right people, the right place, the right opportunities and the right time just showed up without any of your help. Think back to how you felt just before a miracle happened. You felt that you were giving up, but it was more like a gentle surrender to whatever was about to happen. That's the gentle surrender. This is that last process that you're going through, looking at who's there, I think. We want you to know that miracles are being concocted for you and you will never, ever run out of them. You just don't get to choose how they come, who will deliver them, when they will show up, and what they will do for you. All of that is our department. Spirit knows what is best for you and what wants to be expressed through you. You are incredible and amazing and a magnet for miracles. That would be a good mantra for you today. We're on it. Relax. If you only knew how much you were loved. Sigh. And yeah, you know, I think that's it, because that is, like I said, the happily ever after. We started off with this. And you know that, right? You know that's where you're headed. You know that's what you're working towards. You know that this is the end game that you're going. But it's the unfinished symphony, guys. We haven't fully wrapped up. We've done a lot of work. And think about it, it's coming up. We've got an eclipse, in a lunar eclipse coming up in our sign. The first house again. And, you know, I really do feel like this is going to be, because in lunar eclipses, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it is about, you know, like the form of something that leaves, something that's taken from us, not taken from us, even that we release. I believe we release it. It no longer serves us. It doesn't serve us. And I kind of get that. That's what's coming in. But wouldn't you rather go through the process yourself and figure it out, which is what I think you're doing anyway. And then what was that line that they said? Something like a gentle surrender. Then there will be a gentle surrender. Then it's fine, right? It's when we don't go through this kind of a process that we get hit by the tower and stuff. That's when that energy comes in, because we're clinging to something. We're not letting go. But this feels like we're doing it ourselves. We're looking at this ourselves. I like it, Aquarius. I like it. I mean, it to some signs, this might not sound very dramatic, but I think it's a big deal. This is a big deal for Aquarians. And it might be stuff that's just going on internally and, you know, very quietly, but it's still significant, especially the moon. Trust your intuition card, right?